as we discussed earlier, anybody that has a paid professional here with them, we're gonna move around the agenda a little bit if needed. Unfortunately, the next item is Ms. Grimm from the Elrama Tavern, so we don't have to even move you, you're next.
Hello, I am Susie Grimm, the owner of the Elrama Tavern, and we were here tonight to talk about the lot consolidation. I do have two people here with me that can speak to any questions or anything that you have.
So, I don't know, I think this is a start with PJ, kinda,
Sure.
or Tammy, either way.
Yeah, I'd be happy to start. Tammy can jump in. Ms. Grimm has presented the township with a lot consolidation plan to combine two parcels. One being the parcel where the original tavern existed and burned down. The second parcel being the adjoining parcel where there was a residence that was also demolished. So the intention of this lot consolidation is to merge both of those parcels together, both of which that she owns, to establish one new parcel out of the original two, so that the new tavern can be constructed and the parking lot finished, all encompassed by one parcel. So her professional surveyor has prepared the plans and presented them to us. Our office reviewed them. We had a few minor comments that we shared with the surveyor, which have since been addressed. At this time, our office is I should also say that the Planning Commission considered this application at their meeting on Monday night, which received a favorable recommendation for approval. So there are other parallel actions that are required here, the land development being one, the zoning being the other, and I don't know if you want to add anything to that or not, but tonight's agenda item is considering the consolidation to merge the two parcels. Our office has reviewed it. We have no further comments, and we would recommend that the board consider approval of the subdivision today.
Is there some issue about other issues with the property, like land development?
Yes, there are. I mentioned that there are parallel actions that are required: the zoning, the land development, the sewage approval, which Ms. Grimm has prepared a planning module, which will be submitted to DEP.
Is your engineer here tonight?
Yes.
You're the engineer?
Well, yes, surveyor. I'm surveyor. He's
Architect, okay. There's some land development issues I think were brought to my attention before. Is that going to be accomplished, or are you familiar or not?
So, if I may, Dennis, their architect presented me with this drawing set before the meeting, which I believe is what we need to do the land development review. I haven't looked at them yet, but I received them 45 minutes ago.
All right. So why don't we make a motion to approve? Subject to compliance. So you're making a motion to approve the lot consolidation, subject to complying with the recommendations of the township engineer
with the concerns that were addressed by the township engineer.
And the planning commission.
Is there a time frame that we need that completed by?
I think there's an MPC has a guideline, but we're in compliance.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no issue for us.
Yep.
And I'm sure
Yeah,
she wants to open up as soon as possible, she's not gonna
Please.
drag her feet at all.
We received the subdivision on September 4th, so.
So there's no problem for us.
That's correct,
Okay.
yes.
Does anyone else have any questions? I know John and I were at the planning commission, but did anyone, you guys are good? Okay. I will make a motion to approve the Grimm lot consolidation plan, contingent upon the recommendations of the engineer and the planning commission.
Second.
Carl made a second. All in favor? Aye. Was there was nothing else you guys needed to ask?
I would like to speak for a moment.
Oh, absolutely.
behalf-
Come on up.
Thank you.
I knew he was here for a reason.
Good evening, thank you for the opportunity to attend the meeting and speak on Susie's behalf. I've been working with Susie, I'll introduce myself, John Kadravi, owner of Kadravi Architects LLC. I've been working with Susie for about 18 months planning this project, and almost to the date, we acquired a permit a year ago through Harold Ivory. We submitted stamp drawings at the time. He made inspections for footing, framing, etc. And we're just proceeding now with a new engineer, TJ Stevens, and trying to give him everything that he needs for his review and approval. The project's been under construction 1 full year at this point, and it's approximately 90% complete. I'd like as much cooperation as you possibly can to help her open and bring a restroom back to your community. I'd answer any questions you might have on it at this point, but I just wanted to point out those things for you.
Actually, TJ was here last year when Harold was here.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it seemed like, things went through, mainly through Harold and didn't even get addressed with you.
Yeah, to my knowledge, there was a building permit that was issued. There was zoning hearing board action taken there. But, you know, some of these intermediate steps that we're now working through at this time in 2024 should have been done prior to any building permit being issued. Typically, your subdivision and your land development, those items are addressed prior to, correct me if I'm wrong, receiving a building permit. So we're sort of retroactively working as best as we can with Susie
Which
and
is
her
why the
team here.
board, maybe a couple meetings ago, made a motion to approve the professional sitting down with her at our cost to, you know, try to get her through the steps. You know, it had to wait for a board action because, you know, but we felt that the township should pay the professionals to sit down with her and walk her through the steps because we weren't sure what went wrong with the time frame, but we knew something was wrong. We just tried to get it where we could help her.
I understand that completely. When we worked with Mr. Ivory, we accommodated everything he requested, and there's some shortcomings there.
Seemed like he only requested
We're willing to
building
work
permits.
backwards with you also. We just would like as much cooperation to get the restaurant open as soon as possible.
Seems like building permits are the only thing it required.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I want to commend Susie too, because, you know, her, you know, once we had our meeting and talked about what was required here, we've made a lot of progress. So now that we have the land development drawings, we will take a look at those too, address anything else that's outstanding, and get her that approval as well, hopefully. And
I want
we'll be
that
on the way.
restaurant back in Union Township.
I think everybody does. So.
Yeah, restaurant back in Union Township.
I have a question for TJ.
Sure.
Do you have a copy of the original drawings that were submitted to Mr. Ivory?
I do not. No, I do not. No, this is the first I saw your set, Mr. Katrina.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I might be able to provide a
I
set
actually
in that
might
status.
be, we have a couple of boxes from Harold's office when he left. I just haven't looked through them, they're just for boxes that he had. I will look for them.
It was a set about as thick as what Mr. Stevens has in front of him
And
right now.
it could be, I mean, they were pretty, you know, he had some boxes there. I didn't figure that I would probably need it. And
If you
then-
could acquire it, if not,
Absolutely.
I'll work
Sure.
with you as much as I
No.
can to make you comfortable with what we're doing.
I don't want her to have to pay the extra cost to produce more documents. I'm pretty sure they're there. He just kind of left his stuff in a pile. He left, so,
Okay. Thank you very much for the
Mhm.
opportunity to speak.
thank you. Yes?